Hey guys, MK, and sorry, the lighting in my room is actually kind of horrible right now. But I haven't made a video in the past couple of days, and I figured, I put this event on a huge hype, and I haven't made a video, and I feel really bad, but I've been kind of busier than I expected. I wanted to make one yesterday, but my friend Dan was being a butt and didn't want to be on camera to help me out with it. Because I was hanging out with him all day yesterday, because he was the mess, and it was just, I'm not going to get into it. But, there was a video that I wanted to make with him, and it was reading of, can you guess? It was Naga Eyes. I don't think he's ever read it before, so I really wanted to make his show his reactions, but, that's obviously not going to happen since he didn't want to do it. I thought it would be a laugh, but okay. Anyway, I'm gonna read Naga Eyes. But before I do, I need to introduce you to the characters that are going to be in it, because I'm not reading the actual fanfiction. I cannot find it for the life of me, or else I would. So I'm going to read this Snakesonosaurus spork. And it has like that mystery theater kind of thing going on. So it has like Sora, Riku, Kairi, and Axel, making comments about it. So I'm going to show you to who's going to help me out with this. Limit form Sora will be Sora. Sadly dismembered Kairi is gonna be Kairi. I need to go into the attic and get another hand for her since her hand busted off, and yeah, I'm so sorry, Kairi. Riku's brother, Kadaj, is gonna be Riku. Say hi, Riku. Hi, guys. And Axel is a very special guest. He's gonna be played by the best person I could ever think of that could play Axel. Gummy. My wonderful Gummy for my Pinkie Pie cosplay. Pinkie Pie! So, without further ado, Naga Eyes. It's going to start off with introducing the characters that are in the spork. Our curtains open in the same theater, except this time it's decked out in neon grids, electric lines. Kairi and Axel are already sitting in the front seat, though looking thoroughly unsettled. Sora and Riku walk in to seat themselves between them, glancing at the new decor in confusion. What's with this getup? And it looks oddly familiar. Don't even ask. So we have popcorn yet? I missed breakfast this morning. Kairi pulls out a few packages of saltine crackers and a can of Sprite. Nope. No popcorn today. We get saltines and Sprite. Sora takes his snacks, confused. How come? It's better for your stomach. Is there something about this fanfic that you're not telling us? Tosses them a script. You should see for yourself. Damn good thing I'm not in it. Riku scans the page, his eyes steadily growing wider. No. Nuh-uh. Absolutely not. What is it? He snatches up the page and looks himself, his eyes growing wide. There is absolutely no way in hell, any of the hells and any of the worlds out there that you would possibly make me sit through this. I'm quitting now. Riku gets up to leave, tosses the page over his head, and I'm right behind you. Sora sprints up to him and they both run to the door. Wait a second. You're not making me part of anyone's twisted fantasies. I'm out of here. Sora and Riku try and wrench the door open when a booming electronic voice interrupts. Warning, you are prisoners of the Master Control Program. He gawks. The NPC? What the heck happened to Sid? You can't keep us here. NPC. Any attempts to escape will result in being sent immediately to the game grid for deletion. Hey, I can handle bicycles. Bring it on. Correction. Any attempts to escape will result in being forced to view fanfictions of similar nature for the next 5 weeks in user time. Sora and Riku immediately return their receipts. Told you so. Axel and I already tried to escape. Twice. Slumps into his seat. I think Tron and I will be needing to do some deleting of hostile programs when I'm through with this. I thought you guys already defeated the NPC. Well, considering Vexen, Marluxia, and all those guys were able to show up, I'd say anything is possible. Now the story starts. The world can never look more different than through the eyes of an innocent. We'll see how long that lasts. Everything was simple and clean. That's the way that you're making me feel tonight. And I'll be listening to the soundtrack if anybody needs me. Electronic music devices are not permitted in the theater. Grouch. And everything was known and perfect, filtered through thick beams of sunny light that shone through the thick cloud of leaves overhead. All you had to worry about was whether or not the moon would be shining that night. Perfect for a midnight stroll and picking up stray seashells that had yet to be enveloped in the approaching tide waters. Aw, come on, aside from the Garund abuse, it sounds kinda nice. The best surprise of all was testing just how cold the ocean was with bare feet in the middle of the summer, the results sending children squealing and scampering away before tiny waves had the chance to lap their ankles, just to rush forwards again. The purple run-ons starting to get in the way, though. The most wonderful taste was that of the honeysuckle on your tongue, from the stem of a nimble yellow flower that swayed in the alluring perfume over the wafting breeze on the small island of Destiny Islands, which is in a world somewhere on the north side of the galaxy, just left of Disney Castle and some other worlds in which the universe which is honeysuckle on a tropical island. Are you asking the author to do actual research? Oh, right. That's all in one sentence? Meals were best eaten outside. The smell of cooking fish mixed with the sweet tang of tropical fruits on the the best smell. The smelling of meals were best eaten outside. The smell of cooked fish mixed with the sweet tang of tropical fruits on the strongest and best smell of any of them could hope for, and giving them a warm feeling of contentment. I get the vague sense that there's supposed to be a period or something there. I've got the sudden urge to go buy a t-shirt from English.com now. And it was paradise planted firmly in their own backyard. It was in their range of vision, theirs to grasp, the hands of sand. These run-on sentences are really messing me up. It was a paradise planted firmly in their own backyard, in their range of vision, and theirs to grasp, in their hands, as the sands of time fell into their control, and they spread the time around them into a home, a place no one ever wanted to leave. Because through the eyes of an innocent, anything could be different. They earned to sculpt the sand into lives of their own, forever surrounded by their own time. But the innocent could not stay innocent forever. Yes, I can! And he clamps his hands over his ears. Pay attention, user! Zap! And eventually, one began to wonder just exactly what kind of crack this author is smoking, and why isn't she sharing? He has a look of disgust. None of the crack for me, thanks. As their time-sculpted paths out for them across the ocean and twisting deep into the horizon where time no longer existed. That is amazingly pretentious and purpley. But exactly what does it have anything to do with the story? Deep beneath the azure skies and into the eyes of a teenage boy. Naga eyes. He cocks his head. I have what eyes? That's the title. And Riku goes pale. Come on, Sora, we're gonna be late. Titus, how can we possibly be late? We have all day. Yuffie said to meet her at noon. Hold up. Yuffie's not there, is she? Is this Traverse Town or just Destiny Islands? It's in the lowest ring of hell. No wonder it's so damn cold. That's just the cooling system, says the NPC. Sora meets up with... Okay, so long story short, Sora meets up with Titus, who asks if he wants to go to the Play Island. Sora is uncertain, and the lengthy description of boredom, emo, and innocent scenery follows. And back to the story. Biting his lip, the 14-year-old looks around. Many of the kids were already on the Play Island, along with Titus and Yuffie. But lately, it seemed to the brunette that everyone was getting too excited over the dumb island. Or was it just his lack of enthusiasm? We have a grammar crisis! Well, whatever it is, all Sora knew is that he didn't want to go. He wanted to run as fast as he could the opposite end of the island, in the one shrouded in mystery, the one that could only be seen when he stood on top of the Papu Island at exactly 7 o'clock, when the sun hit the islands just right on its journey below the horizon. This is... what? The fourth time we've called bull on something in this fic? In the first 2 pages? It's only going to get worse from here on out. The place barely anyone escaped, with all of their limbs intact. It was the place everyone was forbidden to go to. Vorland! I'm going to shred my passport now. Sora contemplated this as he got into his boat. The thought he had often... Yes, go to the Play Island. Stay far away from the island of evil. Geez, this fic makes it sound like I'm trapped in Groundhog Day. The waves licked the sides of the boat, sloshing and churning beneath him as he stuck his oar into their well-known depths, exactly 1 mile, 20 feet deep. Something he learned at school. A mile deep? Just by the shore? You know, it would really help if you went to a school that taught, well, facts. But that was the only thing that he'd learned in school. He also learned about one of the deadliest, most fascinating creatures he had ever heard of. The Naga. No. Naga? You mean like Seisha from those... You mean like Seisha? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. Whose thousand mouths sing the praise of Vishnu for all eternity? Nope, they mean not. There is a tribe of Nagas living on the other side of the island. Tales are told about them being, well, Naga-ish, which naturally piques Sora's curiosity. Right, he's contemplating going to the said island when, like gasp, a plot point pops up. Wah! Sora cries in surprise, stumbling backwards across the sugary white sand, his head ducking backwards. Several silver blurs flew over his face, but he hadn't had the chance to escape, several of the pointy things lodging into his hair. I think you were just attacked by... No. Sorry, guys. I think you were just attacked by a cactuar. Wait, I thought that was just a gummy ship model. Ugh, sure you can. Yuffie? Throwing that in my face? She's not that dumb, especially if she's a ninjutsu master. Yuffie, Sora growled, indignant, scraping at his hair to remove the pointy throwing stars before any could poke into his scalp. He was rewarded with the sharp poke to the finger as the pointy edge dug into the pad of his thumb. He yelped. You know, if she threw a shuriken at Sora, they would not lodge into his hair, they would lodge into his... and he would be dead. That sounds beautifully quick and painless. What are you using to spike that hair? Cement? You know, I think it's possible. And Sora rolls his eyes. Hold on. He heard the bubbly voice laugh. Looking up through his own bangs, he saw Yuffie jogging over to him, his face split into a wide, amused grin. Sorry about that, Sora. Just showing the others my new trick. Guess I kinda... Huh. No, you think? Sora muttered sarcastically, but it went unnoticed by the enthusiastic teen as she burrowed into his hair for her missing throwing star. Get her a beta reader. Better yet, someone get her a shrink. You should see the look on your face, she said, laughing. Sora was too busy wincing in pain as she continued to yank at his hair. Was Yuffie to be a bit careful, wouldn't you? Carrie has the idea of what I'm saying. Huh? I got nothing. What am I trying to say here? Ah, shut. Ah, suck it up, Sora. Yes, Sora. Only wusses cry at getting sharp, pointy objects thrown at their head. I can deal with that if one of my friends wasn't doing the throwing. And then someone finally decided to take pity on him. Not the author, that's for sure. Hey, here, let me help, Carrie said, walking towards them from the ledge of the forest. Looking up, Sora spotted the redhead making her way from her group of friends who stood by the waterfall that sprouted from the thick cloud of trees that lay submerged in the ground at the middle of the island. Which was close to Destiny Islands, a lush paradise in a world separate from all others by gummy space located in the universe. I would be much happier about what seems to be a reasonable appearance if it weren't in the middle of another one of stupid geography run-ons. The girl wore a red shirt today. It was loose at the bottom, so it flowed freely around her ankles. Her feet were bare. A tiny silver toe ring adorned her middle toe, and an anklet around the opposite ankle. She's gaping. Somebody's stolen a period. Or maybe a semicolon? Probably one of your stupid nobodies. Her white tube top had a tiny bark decal over the left breast of her shirt. A Thyson necklace hung around her neck. A papu-shaped silver charm was dangling in the center of it. You can put in any action verb anytime, you know. Not really. No, really, they don't bite. Her hair is tied up behind her hair with a few loics. That's how it's written. Loics. L-O-I-C-K-S. Loics. Although I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be locks. Behind her hair, with a few loics of auburn bangs, handing in her face, and gentle brushing over her violet eyes. Loics? Sora's looking in Kyrie's eyes. Nope! Blue eyes! Oh, but only Sora can have those. Innocent blue eyes that reflect the sea and the sky and innocence! Oh, so you're redheaded in the script. What? And another summary is Kyrie removes the rest of the shuriken from Sora's hair. Apparently there have been 3 or 4 in there. His friends have a good laugh. They ask Sora to join them for a play date, but Sora complains that the paradise is boring and he wants to go elsewhere. And apparently, the big no for all, and they all get angry and leave. And the brunette just watches them go, feeling even more desolate inside than he had before. Really, there's nobody to blame for that but yourself. Sora wasn't aware of what he did next. He wasn't aware of anything anymore. He just let his body carry him wherever he wanted to go, because his mind was already racing far off into the horizon, ahead into time, away from this place. I want something new, different. Pay close attention, kiddos. This is a hallmark trope of Vorfig. If you see something like this, you should run the hell away. I would if I could. Resistance is futile! Waves lapped furiously at the boat, nothing but turmoil and rough blues as their sharpened edge slashed at his bare skin. The wind roared, sending tendrils of salty water slushing over the boat's wooden sides. It's the Sea of Emo. I'm seeing shades of the old man in the sea here. So I'll just catch a giant Merlin shark's release and I'll go home and be a Christ figure? A place where things will never be the same. Sand scoured his bare ankles, exposing shins blown by the angry gust of sea air. The blue sky taunted the weather with fake cheer as it shone on his sour mood and hunched figure. His sandaled feet flopped across the beaches. His boat, alone and forgotten, lay untied at the dock, slowly starting to drift, slowly starting to float away down the shoreline. No! Come back, boat! It's the dreaded point of no return. A place where I can be different, where I can't ever be the same. Birds scattered in the air in his wake as he stormed down the dusty sands. Fat leaves slapped his legs, stringy roots tangled in his feet as the beach grew wild. He stepped the rotted wooden barrier, ignoring how unfamiliar his surroundings were. Because he didn't care where he was, he only cared about where it would lead him. You don't care only where it would lead. You don't care where you were, only where it would lead you. Trying to wrap brain around this. There are too many logic errors thus far. A new home, a new me. His pace slowed any. The sands began to seemed to be growing rougher. The small twigs were embedded within it now. The sound of crashing waves from the ocean to his left was growing louder and louder, barreling into the jutty rocks that punctured the sea. Please, a place where I can be appreciated. A new home, a new place, a new face. And so lost was Sora in his own little wistful daydreams that he didn't see the collided object in his path. He didn't see a huge-ass snake right in front of him. His foot lodged underneath it, and his inertia brought him forward and tumbling through the sands of time into the rest of his life. The rest of my life being painfully brief. Are you done yet? A world I can dream in without time dragging me down. A world of horrors beyond your immortal imagination. Okay, I think I'm done now.